Next is from Jared Smith and AJ Styles and TNA is the header. Hey guys, I was wondering what it was like dealing with AJ Styles and TNA. But thought the view between LAX versus Styles and Daniels was awesome from the border brawl to the cage match. Also, do you guys think that they don't do a good job investing that much in him as well as WWE did? Thanks as always. They've invested a lot in AJ. It's just like the people in creative, when they invest in something and you see it on TV, it's just not very well booked, you know? So I don't, this is kind of, and back in TNA it was super cool. Never an issue, always the best match on the show, or the best guy to work with, easily. I liked him. Everybody liked him. Conan, comments?
I think that, they had a couple gimmicks that really hurt him, like the Ric Flair gimmick, and then that other gimmick where
he was like, I think. Go ahead. I think we're going to say the same thing.
With that lady.
I'll say that.
He had a big crush on Karen Angle, and he followed her around.
I will say this though, okay, and this is this is a little bit critical of AJ, right? Is that AJ's a very likable guy, okay? He's got the Southern drawl, he's got Southern hospitality, he's a Christian and stuff and all that. But like AJ's not the type of guy that would show like a lot of range in character. Like he was who he was, and it's like trying to give him like range in character. I think he was like kind of stepping, like when they tried to do that, I think he kind of came across on TV as kind of uncomfortable doing it.
Right.
Because they never found the one thing. But just him being himself, he was not as over the top, not, his promos were decent, nothing special and stuff, everything. But the fact that he was so good of a ring performer that trying to mess with his character maybe would diminish it more than it would do to enhance it. And I think kind of AJ was what he was. A performer that just because of his personality, where he grew up and stuff, everything was just inhibited from going over the top when he would call for it. I just don't think he felt comfortable doing that.
There's a good point. And let me also say another thing. The LAX Styles and Dreamer feud, which was great, was also great because at that time, LAX had just formed. So I was really pissed as a shoot. So I was going out there and cutting good promos, and then Homicide and Hernandez were very, very hungry. Styles and Daniels were very, very hungry, and they had really good chemistry together, and we did a lot of really cool shit.
Yeah, I remember seeing a video, like when I try to look up stuff for possible Easter eggs or cold opens, it's AJ must have wrestled for AAA, and you guys show up and beat his like he's just like walking to his car or something.
Well, let me give for example, okay? Let's compare AJ Styles to Shawn Michaels. Okay, because AJ Styles is not Shawn Michaels, but for your generation, there's enough of people that respected your work to think he's like people thought Shawn Michaels was the best worker. Right. Enough people did that. Enough people think AJ was the best worker that he's like him. But Shawn was like a pillhead, drug problems, DX, edgy, crotch job, kind of obnoxious. So AJ was just a complete opposite personality. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. For example, when you give AJ the gimmick he's in right now with Omos, and he's performing against comedic characters, and you're sticking him on a stage doing stand-up comedy, roasting guys for whatever, it's like good. It's not him. Right. If you did, Shawn Michaels could do that because he's a prick. He's but AJ's just not that guy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's where they've kind of like, and has nothing to do with AJ's talent.
Right.
It's just like you're dealing with the person with the complete different personality from other characters, and you're trying to channel a personality that just does not exist in him. So that's what I think is if there's anything's held him back from being like up there is that they haven't tapped into, and actually it's hard to tap into a guy like that. He's married, faithful to his wife, Christian, doesn't really cuss. It's like he doesn't really check the boxes that you're gonna be drive an emotional response to people, whether they're gonna like you or dislike you, because most of the people are going to like you. And that's just gonna be hard to get people to dislike you.
But he portrayed like a cocky when he was the SmackDown champ and the face that runs the place.
Right, and he wasn't comfortable doing that. You know what I'm saying? AJ's cock. It actually was kind of like it was better than he is now. Where he's doing comedy, but when he's cocky and talking, like when he can channel, like, okay, I'm talking about my work, I'm better than you guys, and I can bring that out, and stuff. You can get it part of his personality.
Yeah.
But this comedic stuff, like doing stand up comedy, it's not him at all.
And who you meant, Conan, but I trampled on you there, was when they did the Claire Lynch thing. Remember the Claire Lynch? She came in and AJ banged her or something supposedly, and and then Frankie and Chris had the baby pictures and.
backstage, Conan worked with these guys.
Mm.
Backstage, okay, people would the clique, Sean and those guys, they would bury people's work, right? People backstage, because we knew he was a nice guy and it's a rib culture and everything, people would bury AJ. To say like jokingly to him, you know, something that's like, and it's like AJ's not the guy. AJ's not the guy that would bury you. We would bury him to get him to laugh, you know. So that's like just joke around with him and stuff. But that's just like the difference, you know. So